Guys, so it's another day at the forge today. We've got 2 horses in this morning. We're just going to get them out and trot them up and down now, have a little look. One's in for a full set, does a little bit of eventing. The other horse is more of a hack horse, in for a pair of fronts and hinds to be trimmed up. Okay, so the 2 horses are back in the forge now, and this one, the hack horse, that had a little bit of a toe-in conformation. She's grown a little bit out of balance. She's got this medial lateral imbalance. She's a little bit high on that medial aspect. So I've taken the shoe off, but you can see the quality of that lateral side. You can see how it's broken up. She's breaking up around the nail holes, and that's one of the problems because you're trying to fit her wider. Your nail placement then becomes slightly away from the white line, and ideally you want to be nailing straight into that white line. It's the flexible junction between the horny sole and the horny wall along. And if you look at this heel here, it's already starting to fold over. It's lost its strength. It's got a little bit of a kink in here, so I need to open this up a little bit, really give it this nice bit of support around the back here. Tidy it up a bit more. I need to clean these bars out, clean this seated corn area out here. She has a little bit of thrush, a little bit of infection in here, so I'm probably going to treat her with some copper sulfate and Vaseline paste. So the other horse that we've got here is the event horse. She's been showing a little bit of footiness on soft surfaces. She does a bit of dressage. There's noticing a little bit of so the horse is adjusting her gait slightly when she's on this soft surface. So we want to keep her above the ground. We don't want to allow that foot to be sinking into the surface. So hence why we've come up with the Memphis Bar. So the Memphis Bar is this straight bar across the middle of the shoe, and what that does, our aim is to stop this foot from sinking as much into that soft surface as possible, giving her the support of a full bar shoe, just not at the heel. So we put it right in the middle. It's on the ground surface, so we've got negative frog pressure. We're not putting any additional pressure in the bottom of that foot. We're literally just stopping the foot from sinking as much on that soft surface. So this is an Avanti lever reduction shoe. So if we try and look at it on the sort of horizontal plane, you can see how the inside rim of the shoe is much higher than the outside. So that's bringing all that weight bearing forces under the foot rather than putting it on the very peripheral edge of the foot, creating that extra leverage for the foot to break over. You can see straight away in any direction that this shoe really does break over quite nicely. So added by the fact that we've got this nice Memphis Bar in here, she's actually made huge improvements. So we're going to go over the same again and see how we get on. So what we're going to do now is we're going to jump up our heel to start with. We want to create this onion heel, but in order to do that, and what basically an onion heel is, it's a much wider sort of heel that covers a lot more of the bar and the heel at the same time. So we're going to bump that section, heat the bar, bump it back into itself. What I'm doing now is I'm just marking where my coloring's going to go. So you can see I've put on this onion heel on this outside. When I bring that branch round, it's going to give me a lot more width on that inside heel. Hine shoes on here with double stud holes in the heel. We go for concave because it gives a lot more grip. So we're just measuring up the foot now to decide on what length to cut. Stud holes in the shoes. We've just tapped them like you've seen. So this basically allows for a stud similar to that's in football boots, a stud to be screwed in to these holes here and then removed once he's finished sort of competition. So it allows for that extra bit of grip on the soft ground. Okay guys, so you can just see now, we've just filled this with the thrush treatment, copper sulfate, a little bit of Vaseline just to sort of treat any infection in the bottom of the foot. But the shoe's fitted. I've left out this nail hole here because the horn above it wasn't very good. But we've achieved what we aimed to set out. We've got a nice wider heel. We're covering that bar. One of the downsides is, and I'll probably change if I do it next time, is I'll give this a little bit more length and get this onion heel here to come right next to the frog here, because there's a little bit of a gap. I want to be supporting this entire heel area here, so bring this in, nip it round a little bit and just more parallel with that frog there. But overall I'm happy with the shoe. It's got a nice little bevel on it. If we just put it down and we come around the side here, what we said in the initial brief was we wanted to give it a little bit of width on the outside from the toe sort of all the way back, and as you can see we've achieved it. We started the bevel right here, right at that sort of toe pillar area, and it goes all the way around there quite nicely, giving it that nice support to the coronary band. And you can see as this heel disappears behind here, she doesn't have any support from that, but the shoe is where we want it to be. And we've had a nice peripheral fit all the way around that inside, not too much sticking out at all around here, nailed on nice, finished up nice. All in all, happy with that job. Exactly the same on both sides. We put a pair of Hines on her because her feet were quite flat. These were stock shoes that we had, nailed on quite nice, a little bit of lateral extension on there. She's breaking up around this medial aspect here, but we've given her a little bit of width. We've just boxed it off nicely, nailed it up nice, above all this breaking up, above all this broken horn here. She could do with a bit of hoof moisturiser, maybe a bit of foot supplement, some biotin, just to help the quality of the horn. But on a whole, they've come up quite nice. Cool. Okay, so with the Avanti shoes, you can see how that breakover is well under from the wall here. You can just see in the edge of those nails, but there's a good couple of millimeters, close to 10 millimeters inside the actual peripheral hoof wall. So really bringing that breakover back in there. So here we have the finished job. You can see we've got this Memphis Bar now right across the middle of the shoe. We welded it from both sides because over time these welds here will wear as the shoe will wear. So they do have nice welds underneath also. But we've got these inside rails which take the weight bearing, and these taper towards the front, so it helps with the breakover. If we just come from the side, you can see how that bevel comes right in. That breakover is really brought far back. We've got more or less a hunter fit on these as she is venting. We've got the copper nails, we've got the copper sulfate mixed with the Vaseline to help treat the infection in the foot slightly. But on the whole, we've got the stud holes in the back and we fitted them with Vaseline and cotton wool just to keep them nice and greased up. It stops any muck getting trapped in there before they get to an event. They can pull out the cotton wool, fit in the studs, and we're away. So on a whole, quite happy with how it's come out. Behind she has handmade concave shoes with stud holes in both heels, peripheral fit around the medial side, slight little bit of width on the outside, straightforward enough really. So that's quite interesting. So what we've seen happen here is she's developed this little toe flick. So just before she loads the foot, she actually flicks the toe up in the air, and it's probably due to the fact that these shoes are quite thick, quite wide, heavy section. Yeah, so I think they're probably too heavy for her. So I think next time we might be better to go for a much lighter section, maybe a sort of 5/16 section. Or even aluminium shoes, but we'll think about that for next time. But we've ticked a few boxes, but you know, there's always room for more improvement. So yeah, but that's what it's all about, you know, seeing these things, assessing them. That's why it's best to always watch them trotting up and down, or at least walking up and down. You can make those you can see these things and then make them adjustments on the next shoeing cycle. So okay, let's look at the next one. The good thing about this one is because of her conformation, you're not going to change her. She's probably 9, 10, maybe a little bit older. You're not going to change her conformation. She does have this toe in conformation where she breaks over sort of laterally. She has this little wing out, comes back in, lands laterally again, and so you're not going to change that. But I think the advantage with the Avanti shoes or these lever reduction shoes is you're allowing that. You're not increasing any sort of breakover forces when she tries to break over on that lateral side. You're really bringing that shoe underneath the foot, and it can go whatever direction it prefers. So I think they're good for that. They definitely don't change her foot flight. They don't correct anything in that sense. They're just allowing that easier breakover, so it's sort of better action for the horse herself. So yeah, very good. Okay guys, so thanks for watching this video. I hope you were able to learn a little bit from it. Two you know, quite interesting cases. Happy with how the job's come out in the end. A few alterations I'll certainly be making in the next shoeing cycle, especially with that horse that developed that slight toe flick. And I do actually think it's down to the weight of the shoes. We give her that little bit of extra width, give it all that extra heel. There's quite a lot of weight in that shoe, and it creates this sort of pendulum effect at the end of the limb. So I'll definitely be addressing that in the next shoeing cycle in possibly 5 or 6 weeks. But on the whole, good job, good day, good afternoon in the forge. If you are interested and you want to know a little bit more, drop me a comment below and send me over your email, or send me an email. I'll be sure to keep you updated that way. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying the videos, guys. Keep hitting that like button, keep hitting that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.